BlizzPro's coverage of BlizzCon 2014, brought to you in part by SteelSeries. Winning is everything. Hey guys, we're in front of our favorite place at the convention, our sponsor, SteelSeries, and I'm here with Crow, and we're going to talk not about WoW, no, not much to talk about there, but the Warcraft movie. He just came back from the panel, he watched the footage, and he's got some shit to talk about, so have at it, buddy.
Oh man, where to start? So, the big thing about the panel, they had Duncan Jones, the special effects director, Bill Wessenhofer, and Chris Metzen rolled up, and they had a bunch of the props and set pieces and everything else from the film on stage to show off as well. And they had a bunch of Stormwind guards up in like Stormwind Lion armor, and you know, everybody out talks about Lord of the Rings, the production value on that, and how amazing everything looked, the detail. You get really close in, you can just see like the rust spots on the armor. That's how detailed, that's the kind of detail they went into. That's the kind of detail they went into with the armor on here, guys. It was madness. And it was really incredible just to see Duncan Jones talking about his passion for the film, him, Wessenhofer, and you know, Rob Kaczynski, the actor that's playing Orgrim Doomhammer. Like every other word that they had was talking about their love of the game and their love of the franchise and the series and everything else. I mean, these are guys who are fans who are off making this movie, and now they're in post-production putting the finishing touches on this movie, and it just looks absolutely amazing. They went over the entirety of the cast. There wasn't really a lot of news about the cast, who's playing who, everything else. All of that stuff is pretty well known at this point. But the other real bonus that we had was Dolby set up a special theater upstairs with their Atmos surround sound, and there was an opportunity to watch like just a couple minutes of in-progress footage for the film, just showing off the special effects, showing off some of the wide shots, the big set pieces that they have set up for the film, and I was speechless. Like, I'm a guy that talks a lot about movies and special effects and cinematics and everything Blizzard's been doing that it always looks really, really high quality. You look at the cinematic, for example, for Warlords of Draenor, and you see the sort of fidelity that you have on all of the orcs there. You can still tell this is Blizzard's style. This is Blizzard making a cinematic. This is how they make orcs look when it's Nick Carpenter and his team doing their thing. What Duncan Jones and his team have done, what the special effects guys at ILM have done, is nothing short of amazing. The orcs look photorealistic. They look just as authentic as you can possibly get because they're completely digitally created. It's not physical makeup effects that they're doing to create these guys, but full-on digital to do it. And even with in-progress shots, even with them admitting this is not what the final product is going to look like, this is just on the way to that, it still looks so high fidelity. It is so real. And it really just blew my mind. It's just absolutely fantastic what they're doing to recreate how the orcs look. Another thing they really touched upon a lot in the panel was talking about how they wanted to make sure that the film was going to have as much heroism out of humans as it did out of the orcs. Because if you're going into a Warcraft movie and you're not all about both of those guys, or if you're not really latching on to one team or the other, is it still really Warcraft, or is it Lord of the Rings where all the orcs are bad guys and the humans are all the good guys? They really are doing a great job just with the performance capture, with the fidelity of how the orcs look in scene, in camera itself. It is, you're going to be able to go to this movie and you're going to be able to love on some orcs, and it's going to feel pretty good. And it's just, I'm really looking forward to it. And it's like, I know, it's March 2016 when the movie is supposed to come out, and I'm sitting here being like, all right, what time is it? It's going to be a while, but I think the time's going to move pretty fast, you guys. I think it's going to be great.
It's a good time to be a nerd and watching movies right now. You know, I mean, Marvel and DC and the Warcraft movie, and it's everything. So it's the one piece I want to know about, because a lot of people keep wondering, when in the Warcraft lore is this taking place? Were you able to get any hints, any ideas from the panels or the footage where this is taking place in that whole lore?
Yeah, totally. The film is definitely taking place in the context of the First War. So when the orcs are coming through the Dark Portal and are messing the crap up out of Stormwind, that is the time frame we're looking at. Chris Metzen was up on the stage. He was talking about what was going on. He was saying, if you're going to do a Warcraft movie, if you're going to tell this story, there's no better place to start than the beginning. You can't go anywhere else and tell the story better than the point where orcs and humans come to fisticuffs over something. And the fisticuffs in this case is, we're the orcs, our world is being destroyed, we're going to leave our world and we're going to come to this world and we're going to try to survive, and the humans are not going to like that. They're going to be like, no, 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 this is our world. So what are you doing here? And then everything kind of goes to hell in a handbasket. And hence the conflict that brings us, you know, the world of Warcraft. So that's, it's going to be first war, it's going to be capitalizing on a bunch of major characters that were either in the first Warcraft RTS game or characters that have been put into that narrative later on. So you've got Lothar on the human side. You've got Varian Rin's dad, King Lane. He's up in there. You've got Medivh being a crazy gunslinger wizard. He doesn't have a gun, but he's the actor that they have playing him, Ben Foster, is a much younger guy, so he's much more kind of a rock star sort of wizard that goes around solving problems. And it's not the way that he was really portrayed in the original game, because he was just this crazy wizard that opened the portal because he's a jerk. But it seems like they're really playing it pretty differently.
This is more like a Harry Dresden as opposed to just crazy wizard.
I think that's actually a pretty good comparison. You know what? Harry Dresden in the TV series, not Harry Dresden in the books.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I know, right? Well, okay.
Hopefully he does better. Hopefully he does better than the TV series Dresden, because there's a reason it died early. You know it.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
But it all sounds very exciting. It also very much sounds like this is, as Metzen said, the beginning. And so they very much want this to be something that keeps going, and we make this into a franchise and tell the whole story. After all, it is that hell in a handbasket, as you said, that has created this entire gaming phenomenon that is Warcraft.
Yeah, Metzen made at least one joke about that. It's like, yeah, this is not going to be the troll movie, the Blood Elf movie. We'll see how things go, guys. The Blood Elf movie, can you imagine what that would look like?
Probably be on Showtime.
It probably would be on Showtime, and it'd probably be amazing.
It'd be sexy as hell. All right. Well, thanks so much, Crow. Glad you got to see all that stuff and let everybody know about it.